Here are 100 books that are widely regarded as important to read, and which have been mentioned by Harvard professors, students, or alumni as influential in their studies and careers. To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. The Odyssey by Homer. 1984 by George Orwell. The Iliad by Homer. Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. The Divine Comedy by Dante Alighieri. Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad. Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. The Republic by Plato. The Inferno by Dante Alighieri. The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. The Canterbury Tales by Chaucer. Animal Farm by George Orwell. The Importance of Being Earnest by Oscar Wilde. Emma by Jane Austen. The Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck. 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. The Sun Also Rises by Ernest Hemingway. The Things They Carry by Tim O'Brien. Lord of the Flies by William Golding. Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. To the Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf. Death of a Salesman by Arthur Miller. A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. The Sound and the Fury by William Faulkner. As I Lay Dying by William Faulkner. Moby Dick by Herman Melville. Beloved by Toni Morrison. The Color Purple by Alice Walker. Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. A Raisin in the Sun by Lorraine Hansberry. The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain. The Red Badge of Courage by Stephen Crane. Winesburg, Ohio by Sherwood Anderson. The Good Soldier by Ford Madox Ford. Sister Carrie by Theodore Dreiser. Ethan Frome by Edith Wharton. The Age of Innocence by Edith Wharton. The Call of the Wild by Jack London. The House of Mirth by Edith Wharton. The Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka. Dubliners by James Joyce. A Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man by James Joyce. Finnegan's Wake by James Joyce. The Turn of the Screw by Henry James. The Ambassadors by Henry James. Middlemarch by George Eliot. War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy. The Brothers Karamazov by Fyodor Dostoevsky. The Idiot by Fyodor Dostoevsky. Candide by Voltaire. Don Quixote by Miguel de Cervantes. The Divine Comedy by Dante Alighieri. The Canterbury Tales by Chaucer. The Decameron by Giovanni Boccaccio. The Prince by Niccolò Machiavelli. The Art of War by Sun Tzu. The Analects by Confucius. Tao Te Ching by Lao Tzu. The Republic by Plato. The Structure of Scientific Revolutions by Thomas S. Kuhn. Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. The Social Contract by Jean-Jacques Rousseau. The Republic by Plato. The Nicomachean Ethics by Aristotle. An Inquiry into the Nature and Causes of the Wealth of Nations by Adam Smith. The Origin of Species by Charles Darwin. The General Theory of Employment, Interest, and Money by John Maynard Keynes. Beyond Good and Evil by Friedrich Nietzsche. The Ego and Its Own by Max Stirner. The Communist Manifesto by Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels. The Conquest of Happiness by Bertrand Russell. The Structure of Scientific Revolutions by Thomas S. Kuhn. The New Science of Gramsci by Antonio Gramsci. The System of Objects by Jean Baudrillard. The Social Construction of Reality by Peter L. Berger and Thomas Luckman. The Theory of Communicative Action by Jürgen Habermas. The History of Sexuality by Michel Foucault. The Sorrows of Young Werther by Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. Moby Dick by Herman Melville. Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. Middlemarch by George Eliot. Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. To the Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf. Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison. Slaughterhouse-Five by Kurt Vonnegut. 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. The Stranger by Albert Camus. Waiting for Godot by Samuel Beckett. The Bald Soprano by Eugene Ionesco. The Cheers by Eugene Ionesco. Rhinoceros by Eugene Ionesco. Exit the King by Eugene Ionesco. The Theatre and Its Double by Antonin Artaud.